Also limit the power of the federal government, because like all these executive orders that are wreaking havoc on our economy and our livelihoods and are wrecking our children's future, they are unconstitutional. A lot of what the Supreme Court does is actually unconstitutional, but the states have to redefine it because the cat is out of the bag up in D.C. What happened was, in time of crisis, like I mentioned, under Hoover and Roosevelt, the federal government siphoned a lot of power up there. So at that point, the Supreme Court said, well, that's precedent. And so they've been able to build on that step by step by step, get their tentacles into our lives where they should not be. And that you have things like Obamacare, and you have things like Department of Education, which I would love to abolish, and I'm going to fight to do that. But it has to be done, actually a multi-pronged attack, and have to be done at the state level as well. And they actually would have more power and authority to do it than I would up there. There would have to be the political will to do it up there. But if I keep using the platform, shining the light, we can get this thing done.
Now, are there any specific bills or anything that you would want to bring forth or address right away? And what is your view, because you had mentioned the term reelect, what is your view on term limits?
Term limits, I'm all for term limits, because I believe that if you have Congress and bureaucrats up there, we got Biden, we have Fauci. That should be explanation enough, but we have a lot of crooks up there. A lot of the Democrats just forget about them now, and then a bunch of rhinos. So that's the problem. They play a mean game. They show like they're really fighting for us, but they're really just trying to stir us up and sway us from the big issues. The biggest issue really is the states' rights. That's the hugest. That's so huge. If the states exercise their constitutional authority, get the power back to we the people, again, they can make better decisions. So I always hammer that home. But I would also like to take care of our veterans. I propose a transition community that gives job training, and also have a chapel there, exercise equipment. Hey, we send trillions of dollars overseas. Why not invest it in our own soldiers, our warriors? Because I was talking to a Vietnam veteran yesterday, and he said, hey, they trained us to be killers in Vietnam, but they didn't train us how to come home. So a lot of them end up homeless. A lot of times they end up joining the military infrastructure. They're young kids like I was when I joined the military. I joined during Desert Shield and was in basic training during Desert Storm, willing to lay my life down at the time. But they train you to be a fighter and a warrior, but they don't train you how to really transition and live in peace. So that's what we need. We need more emphasis on that and helping our soldiers transition. So I say invest in our people that have laid down their lives for the sake of others, for our freedoms, for our peace and safety. So I say invest in them. Have these. We can partner with community colleges even on the educational front, but just have a place where that's run by veterans, that's run by those that are actually transitioning. Have a tiered level to where they can actually help and mentor others as they're moving along in the process. Have chaplains on. We can work with churches and get them involved. They would love to reach out, but they need that outlet. So I say let's have that in many communities across the United States and invest in our veterans.